Hey guys, it's Chelsa Messenger with Picks and Parlays. We're talking hockey headed to our nation's capital, where the Capitals are taking on the Bruins. This one basically a pick 'em with both teams at minus 110. Total is 5.5 goals. We've got Scott Rickenbach joining us now, who's been on an absolute tear when it comes to handicapping some of these games as of late, and also the number one capper for hockey for all of last season. So picking up right where he left off. Scott, who do you like in this one?
This is going to be a tough matchup to call, really, because I'll tell you what, I am excited about the NHL playoffs. They're coming up quick, and both these teams are going to be in it. Here's the thing about this game. Who wants to win this game? That's going to be the problem because the thing is, the Penguins, okay, I'm mentioning them, they're not in this game, but they're at the top of the division. Washington's already locked into the number 2 spot. And then you've got the Bruins and the Islanders battling it out between third and fourth place. Now, their game is currently going on Monday at the time that we're making this recording, but really, regardless of what happens in that game, it's just a really tricky spot because Washington's locked into the number 2 seed for their division, and then Boston, will they fall to fourth? Will they be third? Do they even care? Because then you start looking at matchups like, well, would we rather play the Penguins? Do we want to avoid having to play the Capitals in the first round? So it's really tricky for Boston to decide what they want to do. And I think this is going to be the kind of game because when you get to the playoffs, which we're not there yet, but then the defensive intensity really ramps up. You got to fight for every square inch of ice. I think this is going to be the exact opposite. We're going to have a lot of open ice here, and that means we should see plenty of goals. What the guys are going to be working on here is not how hard they can hit the other guys, and come up with big checks. We're not going to see a tight checking defensive battle. We're going to see probably a lot of open ice. Guys will be looking to, hey, can I go top shelf here in this spot and get some exciting goals? It's going to be one of those kind of games, in my opinion, where we're going to see a ton of goals. It's not going to be like a playoff type game. Now, at the same time, I'm not too excited about this pick. I'm not saying to unload on the over here because it's so tricky when it gets late in the season like this. But what I will mention, we've got some good stats here. The Bruins entered last night's game winning 11 of their last 15 games, and they averaged 3.7 goals per game. So they're scoring almost 4 goals a game. We've got a total here that opened up at 5.5. And then when you look at the Capitals, they are coming off of a stretch where 12 of their last 15 games have totaled 6 or more goals. That was before a 2-1 tight win over the Flyers. But prior to that game, that was on home ice. And prior to that game, the Capitals actually had lost 3 straight on home ice and given up 4 goals per game in those 3 games. So we're going to see plenty of goals here, in my opinion. I'm looking for an over. It's really hard to call the side, in my opinion, but I think we should see plenty of goals here, and I'm looking at the over as the pick here for Tuesday's hockey.
Right, and the Capitals have been hot to the over this season, 31, 21, and 3 with their over-under record. That's going to do it for our hockey talk here on Picks and Parlays. Great stuff from Scott Rickenbach as always. Scott, thanks for joining us. We've got a promo code. The code is RED, R-E-D, for 20% off the entire site of picksandparlays.net.